Hey there, Grumpy Old Fart here. I did a video last week titled Unearned Income. Go and check that one out. Also check out Thomas Sowell's and Milton Friedman's videos on welfare and government assistance. That video was essentially about how the minimum wage is detrimental to our society. Milton Friedman and Thomas Sowell make essentially the same points. This particular video here is about a way to transition people off of welfare into the workforce. And I made this point before in other videos. I'm just kind of reiterating it here. The cut to the rat killing, welfare is not as beneficial as gainful employment. And minimum wage is just another government regulation which stifles small business. There is a better way. The idea behind bolstering the economy is to slowly transition people off of welfare and government assistance over to gainful employment into the workforce. Ideally, you could do this with better education and training, and then let them find jobs. The problem, it's great. There's no real problem with that. This gives them more money, essentially wages instead of handouts. Which, this money doesn't come from the American taxpayer. It comes because they've worked and earned it. Not only does it give them more money, but it bolsters their self-esteem. Kind of a double-edged good thing there. The problem with this situation, as I see it, is that most people on welfare have grown accustomed to the free money and or are supplementing this income with some sort of under-the-table income. Which most of it's illegal, because if you're on welfare, you can't work. They want you to work to transition off of welfare, but there's a lot of people that are on welfare that are working under the table. This breeds a reluctance to get that education and get a better job because they're busy with their under the table income, and they're not real worried about getting the education because they get the free money. And I know that sounds harsh, but I've seen it with my own eyes. I know it's happening. Years ago, they had a program called the Work Production Authority. It was famously used to build LaGuardia Airport, among other things. And it was all throughout the country, and everybody, there was a lot of good things about it. The problem was there were also a lot of bad things about it. And a lot of the bad things, I think I may have found a way around it. And if you disagree, please put it in the comments, because I'm no genius. I can make mistakes, same as everybody else. Welfare and government assistance is meant for people that cannot work. Disability, that kind of thing. If you're on disability, yeah, you can get some welfare and government assistance. I don't have a problem with that. Or these people, it's meant for people with hardships, like for example, the main breadwinner of the house, the guy with the job, whoever, gets hit by a bus, or they have a house fire, something like that. Somebody dies of a stroke, that kind of thing. That's what it's meant for. For purposes of this video, I'm referring to able-bodied people of sound mind who are just riding the system. And yes, they do exist. I'm going to call them collectively Bill. Okay? Bill will, under this Work Production Authority, this is my proposal. I don't know. Again, I'm not perfect. If you can see a glaring mistake in this, please put it down there. One moment. If you can see a glaring mistake, put it in the comments. I'll be glad to read it. Okay. Anyway, Bill will receive no welfare or government assistance. But Bill will be allowed to join the Work Production Authority in his own city only. The problem we had in New Mexico is people were coming from other states and the big cities out into the rural areas, and they were bored out of their mind. Nothing to do because it's New Mexico, And so they were getting into trouble when they weren't working, and they were doing a lot of bad things, and there's a lot of babies born. Let's just put it that way. Bill will be allowed to join the Work Production Authority in his own city only. The Work Production Authority will assign duties at $8 per hour. If this is not to Bill's liking, he can either go find a real job or starve, because, you know, he can work. Again, we're not talking about people with disabilities. We're talking about people who are riding the system. They're able-bodied, they're sound mind, they don't have any disabilities, but they're riding the system. That's what I'm talking about. Now, the Work Production Authority is completely voluntary. If Bill has an advanced degree in interpretive lesbian dance choreography, today Bill is picking up trash and painting over some graffiti, you know, that kind of thing. If Bill has a master's degree in architectural engineering, today Bill is cleaning out clogged sewer drains. If Bill is wheelchair bound but wants to work, he will be assigned office duties, because, you know, they have those. The entire point is to get Bill and others like him off of the government dole and into the workforce. Now, this is again, this is voluntary. He doesn't have to. In the past, especially in New Mexico, we had, I talked about this, we had a problem when the Work Production Authority was instituted here. People came from other states and big cities in New Mexico and worked for the Work Production Authority. Their work was minimally or marginally proficient at best. The lack of extracurricular activities in New Mexico led these men to impregnate every available girl they could find. By keeping workers in their own home cities, they will develop a sense of civic pride and won't breed with every willing individual that presents herself. I'm just saying. By only paying $8 an hour for menial duties, the Work Production Authority would encourage workers to find gainful employment with private businesses, which is what it should be. I must stress the Work Production Authority would be completely voluntary. Nobody's forced to join it. Okay. But if Bill does join up, he will receive $8 per hour to perform menial duties and gain valuable work experience. In past times, I have suggested the Work Production Authority paying minimum wage, but frankly, the minimum wage now is so high that I doubt the government could afford to pay it. Check out my video, Unearned Income. Either way, using this modified Work Production Authority system, the government would save tons of money on welfare recipients who can work. And Bill wouldn't be Bill anymore. That's the whole point, right? So, like I said, that I was doing some, I just wrote down some random thoughts and I kind of worked it out into a video. If you see a problem with this, please put it in the comments and I'll be glad to read it. All right? You folks have a good day. God bless one and all.